This is Impact Wrestling.
Hi, Sudden Impact fans. It's John with another episode of Sudden Impact. And oh my goodness, this past week in TNA Wrestling and in the wrestling industry on the whole has been uh, pretty wild. But I'm just focusing on what's been happening in TNA. So, yes, that I'll leave all the other stuff for other people to do and analyze. Okay, so what happened with TNA last week is that uh, Anthem had announced to everyone's surprise uh, that they had fired Scott Demore, who had been a part of TNA Wrestling in some format uh, since 2003 and was the main reason that they went back to TNA Wrestling. And now there was like during the remainder of that week, there was all speculation of what the reason was that Anthem fired him, and apparently um, the reason, like some of the reasons were, is that they were constantly butting heads. Anthem and Scott Demore, whether over the rebrand, because Demore felt that that would be the best way to capitalize from the rebrand would be for Anthem to invest a lot more money into the product, and so that uh, they were TNA or Impact were able to go after the bigger name wrestlers and actually get them to sign on with the company. And so that was one of the reasons as well. One of the reasons, and basically, so Scott Demore was saying, uh, yeah, I was asking for like the budget to be increased for Impact or TNA Wrestling, and Anthem said no, basically. And also another reason was um, apparently Scott Demore approached Anthem executives with and tried to buy TNA from Anthem, and that was rejected as well. So uh, apparently Scott Demore had the finance and backing of some um, financial institutions, and yeah, so Anthem just didn't want to sell the company, and yeah, so as soon as they Scott Demore tried to buy the company from him, from Anthem, they just thought, oh, okay, well, we might need to let Scott go because he's becoming a problem in their mind. So that's what they did, and they Anthem held a Zoom call with all of the wrestlers last week, and like certain higher ups in the TNA told all of the wrestlers on that Zoom call that Scott Demore had been fired, and there obviously was a lot of backlash from the wrestlers, and confusion as well. Uh, and uh, basically, that's all they were told, that Scott Demore was fired and that they weren't allowed to ask any questions. And basically, yeah, they were very confused and angry throughout the remainder of the Zoom call. Yeah, and so the the new TNA president is uh, an, one of the executives from Anthem itself, who's been with the Anthem for 16 years. His name is Anthony Ciccone, and I hope yeah, that he doesn't do too much tweaking to uh, Impact Wrestling in terms of changing what it's all about. And but I do know that Anthem have announced that TNA is being brought back into, like, being folded in with the actual company. It's not being a separate company under, like, that's owned by Anthem. So, and the original idea behind this was to have TNA wrestlers appear on other TV shows on Access TV, just to build up brand awareness for TNA, and get some of the other viewers of those other shows to that the TNA wrestlers appear on, like, get them to watch TNA and grow the company that way, rather than having more money to get bigger name wrestlers and better everything, which is what Scott D'Amore was trying to do. Now, I'm not too sure how this is going to work out. I've just, it's like, I watched the last episode of Impact or TNA last week, but that was a previously taped episode from their tapings that they did in January in Orlando, and so it'll take a bit of time to catch up with the current current time. So I think they've still got a couple more episodes where they're doing taping episodes where they're still in Orlando. So it'll be, I think, Feb 24th that they do the new set of tapings with the new head of Impact, new TNA president, and basically see how that goes. I mean, I'm not a. I would give TNA the benefit of the doubt, just for the moment, just to see how everything plays out, and if it's keeping with Scott D'Amore's overall vibe, and then not too many changes are made on screen, or and there's not a massive clear out of Scott's people, then I feel that it would be okay. But if there is a massive clear out of all of Scott D'Amore's people, then it'd just be really disappointing to see. All right, guys, let me know what your thoughts on this past week, especially in the happenings with TNA Wrestling, and if you're going to give it a shot like I'm going to, or if you're gonna not, if you're going to give up on TNA because basically they've got someone who's had no wrestling experience at all running the company. So I'd love to know what you guys think. All right, thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Write your comments down the bottom, and ring the bell for notifications on new content, and explore the channel's previous content to just get up to date with everything. And we'll catch you next time.